Hello, hello, hello. Try number two. Perhaps I have some sound this time. My name's Elder. This is the first time you're tuning into the channel. Welcome. It's the morning, evening, afternoon. Ah, look at that. There is some sound. Um, yeah, whenever you happen to be tuning into the channel, we welcome you. Morning, afternoon, evening, whenever it is. This is time to be here. Today, we're going to be talking about China. China's been giving us a lot of information lately, and the information that we've been getting, I'm not 100% sure that it is all truthful. Hey there, Lee. Thanks for joining again. I'm glad you can hear now. Um, yeah, so I'm not 100% sure that all of the information we've been getting from China has been truthful. There's been a lot of misinformation, and China is an authoritarian regime. You know, the government there. So I would not trust much that's coming out. And so I think that you need to be vigilant. And like I said before, don't do not take this as something to fear. This isn't a stream to make you afraid. This is just something to help you keep in mind that you need to be vigilant and think for yourself. Don't believe anything I say. Don't believe anything you read or hear on the news or anywhere else. Research for yourself and go find the information. But just something to bring awareness. So, like I said before, we're gonna watch a few videos here today um, of some situations that have been going on in China, disinfecting of the streets and seeing the procedures that they've been doing. That's absolutely wild. Some of the, this stream is not going to be monetized at all. I can tell you that right now. So if you want to help support the channel, links as always are in the description below. But there are people that are passed out. We'll say they're passed out on the streets all over. Evidence of individuals who have been locked in their houses or welded in. Um, a lot of different things. So stick around. We're going to check that out. And after that's finished, I'm going to read you an article of a few things that are going on here in Canada. And yeah, it's pretty wild. So join in the chat. Let me know how you're all feeling. And yeah, let's just start watching the old video here.
Mate sent me a link to the 4chan site which got a bunch of videos, basically anything COVID-19 related. And I downloaded them and I intended to send them through to a lot of people. And I'll show you what I'm going to try and send them on Messenger to anybody. So I click send. It just gets an error loading message. Any of them. Error loading message.
So that's what I was saying. He just keeps saying that he can't send any of the videos to anybody. And every time he tries, that Facebook Messenger won't allow him to send them. So he says he's going to just film the videos here, and we'll be able to watch them. So let's go ahead and do that now.
The links that these countries are going to. Sorry, there's no sound. Massive trucks dumping God knows where the atmosphere to kill whatever the hell it is. Just look at the amount of rigs. The fuck are they? It's like fucking snow machines.
So there really isn't even much audio other than him describing what's going on. I can sit here and do the same thing for you. As you can see, like there's lots of these trucks going down the road. And what are they? What are they pumping out? What's going into the air? Imagine seeing this down your streets, down the old 401 or whatever major highway you have, and how many trucks there were. This is a video of someone driving down the street. Everything lined up along the sides, those are sleeping people, we'll say. Those are passed out people. People who are, they got the, whatever. You know what I'm saying, guys. You know how YouTube likes to use their old algorithms to take people down for their words, but as you can see, driving through, I'm not 100% sure if things are as great in China as they say they are, when you have people literally lined up on the sides of the streets, passed out. And this is another video of disinfecting the streets. Right? Lee says it has to be healthy for you, as they're in full hazmat suits, walking the streets, disinfecting everything. I'd hate to be the guys at the back. So this is a pretty disgusting video. These guys are fishing, and there's a sleeping person in the water right beside them fishing. Like, what is wrong with these people? Like, those people in general, not no, like, don't take that the wrong way. What was wrong with those people right there that were fishing in that water beside that person? Like, that was ridiculous. This part, he's just talking about the fact that right now, and so I don't know if you guys have seen it, but you know, right now there's a lot of misinformation going around and a lot of propaganda coming out of the Chinese government, and you know, it's safe to say that a lot of things that are being said are not 100% truthful, and so that's pretty much what that little clip was. It was just a dude talking out of China saying that everything was good. But it's like, is everything good? Look at this. This is a lady sleeping on the bench. We don't know what's going on, but she's on the bench, passed out. And as you can see, a dude in a full hazmat suit walks up. Oh, two of them. The police officer's standing back. And it looks like he even has a mask on. And they're trying to check her out, see what's going on. So he's checking her pulse or taking her temperature, but she's out. She's like right out. And when you see things like this, right, and you hear the government giving you statistics saying that there's no new cases, everything's fine, we have it under control, we're letting people back out into the public, you know, what do you think's about to happen? What do you think's going to happen again? And what do you think's actually happening in the country is a bigger question, I guess. As you can see, buyers, they're all standing back a little bit, but this woman is right out. She's completely gone. She has a mask on. And this is what's happening in a lot of the stores, how they are interacting with the public. This is very similar to what's happening here in Canada, the safety protocols. If you go into a store, it's not this enclosed, but it's very similar. I don't know if you guys, where you are, have any sort of measures like that, but that's pretty much what it's like here too. And so this is outside of someone's door, right? They're inside their house. This is what the government has come and done. So they've come and they've bolted the thing shut. I'm going to go back and pause it so you can see that better. Well, because I'm not good at it. They've come in, they've bolted the door shut, as you can see right there. Maybe these are just wood, maybe it's just bolts. Hey there, Rocky Desert Flower. Thanks for the old super chat. Just showing support. Well, I always appreciate that. Thank you very much. And I always just appreciate you showing up to the chat. That's the biggest support. So thank you very much for being here. But yeah, the people have been bolted in, whether it's wood with just bolts or it's being straight up welded in. Regardless, imagine being in your home and then opening up the door and you can't get out because the government says so. Hey there, Sandra, High Elder from the Midwest. Well, it's coming from a little far away. I like that. That's good. Yeah, so this is pretty creepy, pretty crazy. And we'll keep the video playing for you, though. I couldn't imagine that happening. So it goes through, and there's one more video here. These are, I believe, police officers in hazmat suits. The video's going to get a little stupid here, but as you can see, they start walking forward, and then they start to run. And what are they running at? Or what are they running after? Well, the camera will pan. A group of people in the park, a public gathering, right? And then someone's in a car. It's kind of hard to see because it's sideways, but if you turn your head, you'll be able to see there are police officers and, who knows, potentially police officers in hazmat suits, chasing people down and tackling them in the park. Like, ridiculous. Like, actually wild. So that's the end of that video, though. But that's what America is going to come to if if we keep letting our freedoms be taken away, slowly, piece by piece, the same thing's happening here in Canada. We easily let go of our rights, which is not something that I agree with. It's kind of disappointing to see, but as of right now, I don't know. There's a lot more things to go over about the situation here in Canada. I just really wanted to do this. Something that is going on is, I guess the U.S. is not sending us any more masks, any more COVID masks from 3M or something like that. I don't know. The U.S. said to keep all their masks or something. They're not sending us any orders that we had previously. And people are upset about it, but guess what? I don't know. America needs their masks too. And Canada should, install some facilities, start getting them to make masks for us here. I've heard that the hockey company Bear is working on face shields for doctors and nurses, health practitioners, anyone within the health care fields, because there aren't enough masks. But the story that I wanted to bring up for you guys is this here. China sent Canada millions of masks to fight COVID-19. Here's what you need to know. And it's from April 6th, right? Yesterday. And it's a 2-minute read. So don't worry, guys. Not too bad. But the thing is, like I just said, right? We couldn't get our masks from America. So we just got millions of masks sent to us from China. That place that we just went over with all those videos, yeah, that's where we just got all our masks to help protect our healthcare workers. Before we get into it, Lee says, "I'll admit this lockdown sucks, but so does the virus, and I'm pretty sure we caught it. And I have a temperature you've had a temperature for 11 days. Dang. Well, make sure that you stay safe. I remember you saying that you weren't feeling the best last time that I was streaming. I'm glad to see that." You're keeping up, as you see those people in China they're passing right out on the street. So as long as you're staying up and good, that's good. Because like I say this too, right? Like, it's not going anywhere. We're all gonna have to get it eventually, and so hopefully when you do get it, it's not a bad situation. Millions of surgical masks have arrived in Canada from China. The federal government confirmed Monday. The shipment comes at a time when frontline medical workers dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic say there is a real risk of running out of personal protective equipment. Here's what we know about the shipment. What did the shipment consist of? According to what is that? Cecily? I broke my glasses, so bear with me, guys. According to Cecily Roy, press secretary for Anita Anand, the Minister of Public Services and Procurement, a flight landed in Toronto Monday morning containing millions of surgical masks that had been produced from Chinese suppliers, as well as gear that had been ordered separately by the province of Quebec and Nova Scotia. How are the masks being distributed? The hope is to deliver the masks from province to province as soon as possible through a new distribution arrangement the government has set up with Amazon and Canada Post. Roy said, so they're just going to ship them out to everybody. Is there an issue with the masks? That's what we really want to know. We don't care how they're getting out to people. What we want to know is there a problem? Roy said there's nothing unique about this shipment. It is routine for health officials to check that items meet requirements before distributing them, she said. Health officials were unable to say how long it will take to assess the masks. In recent days, international media reports that have indicated problems with some masks manufactured in China, which has ramped up its production of medical supplies. According to the BBC, the Dutch Health Ministry announced it had recalled 600,000 face masks because they did not fit their filter. They did not fit, and their filters did not work, even though they had the quality certificate. China said that the manufacturers made it clear the masks were non-surgical. News agencies, agents, blah 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 blah. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen the show, like the show where they could do this. It's just like the show. It's kind of like Border Patrol, one of those type of shows, whatever. But they check the quality of the items coming into the country. If they have a PPE, like a personal protective equipment quality certificate, or if it's, say, like supposed to be shoes and they're supposed to have a certain level of whatever, they do testing on them and they make sure that they all pass the test. And so I have seen that, like, we already have that in place. Anything that does come in has to go through rigorous testing to make sure that it is up to standard. So even before this, we were doing those tests, which they made an entire, TLC show out of it or something. Just wondered if anybody had seen that before. You say there, wait, what was the shocking footage? Well, we'll try to find some more for you. I'm sure there's lots of shocking footage, but it's just people being exposed in China. People passed out on the streets in China and them fogging the city with disinfectants. Exactly. Sanders says, Lee taking vitamins, stay hydrated, take lots of vitamins. That's exactly what you should be doing, keeping your immune system up as high as you can. Getting some sun doesn't hurt as well. Yeah, right. Vitamin D, all the vitamins. Hey there, Der Wonderbar. Thanks for joining in. Good to see you. It's been a while. It's a good stream, guys. We're going to have a good time. Even though the coronavirus is about, it won't keep us down. I shouldn't have said it. I said Voldemort's name. Now the whole stream's going to be taken down. Alright, well that's pretty much the point. The point of this story is, does Canada need to worry about the masks being imported? Well, you know what? They do. But like I said, protocol was already in place. So, as much as I distrust the Canadian government, I do trust that we have measures in place. Like I've seen them turned out. Like, it's just a TV show, though. I don't know. I have no idea, guys. Let me know what you think. Should we be worried? Should we not? But like we said, like you guys just saw the footage, right? Here, from CNN Travel. Uh-oh. Looks like you're using an ad blocker. Yeah, I am. Leave me alone. Chinese tourist sites. Stop it. Stop it. Chinese tourist sites packed as country comes out of lockdown, but experts say risk is still high. So we just saw all those videos I just showed you, and yet we have reports of, in Hong Kong, large numbers of people flock to popular tourist sites in major cities across China over the country's holiday weekend, despite warnings from health authorities that the risk posed by the pen remains far from over. It's like, what do I even say for those words? Images from the Hongshuang Mountain Park in Anhui Province on Saturday, April 4th. Right? Saturday, April 4th. This was this past weekend. That's thousands of people crammed together, wearing face masks, eager to experience the great outdoors after months of travel restrictions and strict lockdown measures. Such was the rush to get into the popular tourist spot that at 7:48 a.m. authorities took to the usual step of issuing a notice declaring that the park had reached its 20,000 person daily capacity and would not be accepting any more visitors, according to state media Global Times. So by 7:48 a.m., there were 20,000 people in this park crammed together. What do you think the numbers are going to be within the next month coming out of China? Do you think that they're going to tell us what they are? I don't think so. This is pretty shocking, but not overly unexpected, because the Chinese government was facing quite a bit of, I don't know if you caught any of the other streams, anyone in here. I had previously shown footage of some rioters in China, and it's a pretty big thing for the Chinese public to be revolting against their government, right? It's an authoritarian regime. People go to jail for speaking out against the government. So to see people flipping cop cars and going crazy because they're locked down, it's a pretty big thing. And I think that the government really is trying to maintain that control and that grasp, that godlike status they have over their citizens, and without allowing them to have some sort of freedom, they're seeing that there's a lot of people in China. If they really want to do something, they could do it. And yeah, I don't think that this is the right way to go. I don't think that locking people in their homes is the right way to go either. I think that we need to be responsible, and also I think that if the Chinese government had been honest from the beginning, the entire world would have had a better handle on this entire situation, and that is a bigger issue in itself. So, that's just how I feel. The Black Box. Tim Pool is an independent reporter on YouTube, but it's also a story you can Google. The dad got handcuffed in front of his daughter because he wasn't social distancing from his daughter. Yeah, to be honest, I was literally watching that story before I started streaming, and it was a pretty interesting situation, as a lot of people have been going on and talking about. What do they do, right? What do? You don't want an influx of people in public spaces because we're trying to social distance. We're trying to make sure that people aren't feeling as though it's okay to be in these areas right now, because if 1 or 2 people are there and they're social distancing, it's fine. If there's 30 people in the park and they happen to be congregating in bunches of groups, or even coming together, like even with 30 people in the group and they come into contact with the things that are in the park, it's a lot higher of a risk, and it's more of a risk to every single other person in the community. But like I said earlier in the stream, you're giving up your rights. You should have the right to be there, and as long as you're not you're following the protocols that have been set in place, and then once the like was said in Tim Pool's video, once the act has been done that has, like, you're supposed to be social distancing, once they say that you're not social distancing, even though you may be, but in the wrong area, now they break that same protocol by arresting you, bringing you into the police station, making you interact with all these different people, and so the law kind of counteracts itself. We need to be vigilant as individuals and be responsible human beings, right? This is something that's affecting the entire world. I keep seeing conspiracy theories, things about, well, this was set in place so that this government could do this or this government could do that. If you want to get into conspiracy theories, maybe something like where it's like a new world order and a full world government, but any one particular government is not affecting one country. So, I mean, get out here with that. But any reports of church meetings in Canada? I don't know. My grandmother is a Jehovah's Witness, and they are using Zoom. They just have their same meetings, and they just all get together on that Zoom app, that's fine. That's what I think that they should all be doing. Like, they can still get together and have their meetings and stuff. They can just do it online. And yeah, but I don't think it's pretty hard lockdown here, guys. You can't do very much. Jocelyn says, when countries and politicians are being found corrupt, tech companies, corporations, media lying, then it's hard to trust any government. We the people need to take back control. And you're right. When you realize that when you look at a situation like we're looking at here, well, not there, but here, in China, and you have, look at this, 20,000 people inhabited this park by 7:48 a.m. They have, 3 billion people in China? If I'm sure that if those individuals really wanted to enact any sort of policy that they felt was just, they could get it done. Like, the thing is that the government knows, perhaps, potentially, that if they didn't let these people out, they would just leave anyways. They would get it. A revolution would happen. It's the way it goes sometimes, right? It's all give and take. Right? Black Box says, thank God for the internet. It's true. It would suck so bad being in a lockdown without anyone to talk to. And, that's why they always say, and people keep saying, make sure you check up on the old people that you have and your loved ones. Give them calls, the good old-fashioned telephone call, because a lot of them don't use the internet the same way we do. And, yeah. And so that's why Trump didn't do martial law. There's a situation, people think Trump's a dictator, but I mean, this is a perfect opportunity for him to take complete control, and he hasn't done it yet, so a little counteractive. But yeah, a similar story played out in the capital, Beijing, with locals flocking to the city's parks and open spaces. The abrupt return, as you can see, they're all flocking here, walking around. Look at this. Look how many people are out. This is ridiculous. It says, the abrupt return to apparent normality comes more than 3 months after the virus was first detected in Chinese city of Wuhan. 3 months, and they're like, yeah, we're good. We'll just head on back out. The outbreak, which has since spread around the world, infecting more than 1 million people. More than 1 million people, by the way, guys. I think when I looked yesterday, it was at like 1.3. Saw much of China brought to a near standstill in an effort to contain transmissions. But it doesn't really look like they're really trying too hard anymore. Is that a sign that they are unable to? That there's no possibility for them to control it, and so they just say, well, screw it, let's just let them back out. At its peak, thousands of new cases were recorded in China every day. However, in recent weeks, the rate of infection has slowed significantly. On Monday, China reported just 39 new cases, all but one of which were imported. To date, China has recorded 82,641 cases and 3,335 deaths. Out of those 3,335 people, we saw about 40 on the side of the road, okay, in that one video that were still laying there. So I don't even know how that could be a reasonable figure. But while the government is slowly relaxing restrictions, Chinese health experts have urged the public to continue to practice caution. Zhong Gang, chief epidemiologist with the Chinese Center for Disease Control and Prevention, told the Health Times on Thursday that China had not seen the end of the epidemic. China is not near the end, but has entered a new stage with the global epidemic raging. China has not reached the end, he said. Right? Not even close. Too much too soon? It's way too much too soon. What do you guys think? 1.4 at the moment. That's what Black Box is saying. Almost 1.5. The crazy thing is, I see so many Chinese that defend their insane government. That's what I was saying before, though. It's because the government has a very tight rule over their citizens and has instilled that over generations. And so, we have religion. I'm not saying that the Chinese citizens don't have religion, but at the same regard, the Chinese government is held at such a high standard, it's on like the same pedestal as a religion. Black Box says they're willfully choosing to ignore red flags and embrace full-blown propaganda. Exactly. And a lot of people feel that way. They want the government to take control and take care of them as long as they're being fed and they can be happy and do the things that they want to do. Then they are willing to sacrifice whatever other rights they have. You should stay inside, Der Wonder Bar there. You should stay inside for as much as you can. You should stay away from people at least. You don't necessarily need to stay inside, but you need to not be touching things that everybody's touching out and about, and you need to be staying away from people you don't know, because you don't know where they've been, and that's the thing. You can't, and that's another thing that's making this weird, right? You can't trust other people these days. What? You don't know where they've gone. You don't know what they've been doing. Socially isolating. It's turning people against each other. I don't like that. Too much too soon, with the numbers of new infections in China reportedly falling, but, who believes that? The government has tentatively begun efforts to restart the country's manufacturing and service industries, and giving Canada millions of masks that are potentially infected with the virus, and that's something that they don't test for, that we didn't talk about, though. But yeah. So this is pretty much just going over there, discussing maybe there could be a third wave, who knows. This is something else that's shocking, I guess you could say, but has to do with the whole situation. Not necessarily China, so don't, uh-oh. I don't want to get no copy strike. Not necessarily China. So don't get mad, guys. It's not I didn't whatever. I didn't lie about the title of the video. CBS admits to using footage from Italy in New York City coronavirus report. So I don't know if anybody saw this, but this was going around for a while, where there was an image from this hospital scene being used in two separate reports. One saying that it was America's epicenter, and one saying that it was in Italy. And the one in Italy was clearly filmed first. And it turned out it was from Italy. CBS News has admitted that alarming footage of an overwhelming ward used during a report on the corona has... got it. They got me there. In Big Apple Hospital was actually shot in Italy. CBS Breakfast Show The Morning used the footage of a packed ward last Wednesday, just after saying the pandemic epicenter was found right here in New York. The same footage had been already aired earlier by Sky News, which correctly identified it as one of Europe's most hard-hit hospitals, located in Bergamo, Lombardy. And yeah, right, put it into perspective for you, that's just like what the mainstream media does. And you should not listen to them, right? As you can see, these are the two pieces of footage side by side. One aired by Sky News, one aired by CBS, and one saying it's in America. The other one correctly identifying it as they're coming from, coming from Italy. So yeah, just as I started this stream off, right, like how I started everything off, I'm going to bring it back around full circle. And hopefully everything's still planned, because I can see that it's lagging a little bit. But I'm going to bring it around full circle. Think for yourself. Don't believe what I have to tell you. Don't believe what the media tells you. Don't believe what you read on Facebook or what you see on the internet, because we really don't know, right? We don't know what's going on, and you just really need to think for yourself. Is the main point of this, and I wanted to show you that footage because a friend had posted it, and it was interesting to see. I've seen some other footage like that. I can bring up some other shocking footage out of China if you'd like to see. But there were a few videos there that I found to be quite disturbing, especially the individuals fishing like it was nothing, like it was a normal, average, everyday occurrence. What was that? That was pretty ridiculous to me. But yeah, let me know how you guys feel, what you think, and how you feel this is going to progress. I hope everybody remains to stay healthy. Everybody, if you are not feeling the best, make sure that you rest up, and take lots of vitamins. Stay sane, stay in contact with everybody that you love, and think for yourself, right? So, that being said, my name's Elder. As I always end the stream, be your own hero, kids.